I think there's some obvious players, right? Dune Part 3, following the first two Dune movies. I think it's pretty close to a shoo-in for Best Picture nomination and a ton of other down-ballot awards. Can this movie perform like The Lord of the Rings Return of the King, the trilogy capper, getting all the plaudits and actually winning, the big Oscar? Given what we know about how the Dune story goes and that the Dune Messiah story is not nearly as conventional as first Dune novel, it's probably not wise to expect Dune to win Best Picture, but I would certainly welcome it given the great achievement that Denis Villeneuve and co have accomplished with that. Will Timothée Chalamet be back in the Best Actor race for the third year in a row with Dune? Less confident about that, but again, we'll see. Also very confident in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, of course. Christopher Nolan's last movie, Oppenheimer, one of the most dominant Best Picture and Best Director wins at the Oscars in recent years. I expect The Odyssey to be a massive hit and definitely be in the Oscar mix. Whether this has quite the same groundswell as Oppenheimer, I think it's unlikely to expect that to happen again, but I still expect this movie to be right there. The Adventures of Cliff Booth, David Fincher, Netflix, script by Quentin Tarantino, of course, a spin-off, a follow-up prequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Brad Pitt's character of Cliff Booth in that movie, a character that he won Best Supporting Actor for at the Oscars in 2020. David Fincher has never won an Oscar, so if this would be the one that finally gets him across the line, I think we'd all welcome that. Also of note is Narnia from Netflix and Greta Gerwig, just because it's from Greta Gerwig, right? Lady Bird, Little Women, Barbie, Oscar darling, right? Will Narnia, and specifically adaptation of the very first Narnia novel, The Magician's Nephew, will that get it done? Remains to be seen. Steven Spielberg, Disclosure Day, coming out in June. More of a summer blockbuster, maybe some down ballot categories like sound and visual effects. But Spielberg, when he's been on, he's been tremendous of late, right? Fableman's West Side Story, but I don't know if this is exactly that type of movie. We definitely have to mention Digger from Alejandro Inarritu, starring Tom Cruise. This is dated for the fall, and this is Tom Cruise's first time in, gosh, since when? It's been so long since he did something other than Mission Impossible or Top Gun. Right? Exciting. Do I expect this to necessarily become an Oscar movie in the end? Hard to say. Aaron Sorkin is coming to us with The Social Reckoning. This is his follow-up / sequel to, of course, The Social Network that he wrote, directed by David Fincher, which is, by my account, the best movie of the 2010s. This, of course, returns us to the Facebook storytelling, and I think it's a great idea for a movie just because so much has happened with the life of Mark Zuckerberg, evolution of Facebook and Meta, but new cast. Instead, we have Zuckerberg, now played by Jeremy Strong, which I think is pretty exciting. It's also the first high-profile role for Mikey Madison since she won Best Actress for Minora 2 years ago. And Jeremy Allen White, also in the movie. Wumi Masaku from Sinners, also in the movie.